Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of sports, but not the exciting highlight reel stuff you're used to. No. We're talking about the nitty-gritty, the often overlooked, sometimes head-scratching world of sports rules. Because, let's be honest, for as much as we love a good slam dunk or a perfectly placed penalty kick, the rules that govern these games can be a bit, shall we say, peculiar. Think of it like this. Sports are essentially elaborate, physically demanding board games played by impossibly fit people. And like any good board game, the rules can sometimes seem utterly baffling. I mean, why on earth can you only touch the ball with your feet in football? Unless you're the goalkeeper, in which case, have at it with your hands. It's enough to make your head spin faster than a figure skater on a sugar high. But fear not, dear viewers, because today we're going on a journey to uncover some of the most obscure, bizarre, and downright ridiculous rules in sports history. We'll be exploring everything from the baffling to the downright unbelievable with a healthy dose of humor and maybe even a little bit of outrage thrown in for good measure. So buckle up, grab your rule books, or don't, you'll only end up more confused, and let's get started. First up, we're tackling two sports near and dear to millions around the world, cricket and football. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, those are already two of the most confusing sports out there. How can the rules possibly get any weirder? Well, my friends, prepare to have your minds boggled. In cricket, for instance, did you know there's a rule called obstructing the field, which essentially means you can get out for just being too darn good at distracting the batsman? It's true. You can be penalized for being a nuisance. Imagine getting fired from your job for being too good at your tasks. It'd be absolute chaos. And don't even get me started on football, or as our friends across the pond call it, soccer. We've all heard of own goals, right? A tragic but occasionally hilarious moment where a player accidentally puts the ball in their own net. But did you know there's a rule stating that a player can't be directly penalized for scoring an own goal directly from a direct free kick? That's right, you can commit a foul so egregious that you're allowed to kick the ball directly at the goal. And if it goes in, no harm, no foul. It's like getting a free pass to be temporarily terrible at the game. Honestly, it's enough to make you want to watch a sport where the rules actually make sense, like professional thumb wrestling. Now let's talk about those rebellious souls who dared to challenge the very fabric of the sporting world. Those who looked at the rule book and said, "You call that a rule? Hold my beer." We're talking, of course, about famous rule breakers, and trust me, the sporting world is full of them. Take, for example, the infamous Hand of God incident in the 1986 World Cup. Diego Maradona, Argentina's prodigal son, used his hand to punch the ball into the goal, securing a victory against England. Was it cheating? Absolutely. Was it against the rules? Indisputably. Did it become one of the most iconic moments in football history? You bet your sweet vuvuzelas it did. And that, my friends, is the thing about rules. Sometimes breaking them has a way of rewriting history, albeit with a giant asterisk next to it. Next up, we're hopping into our time machine, patent pending, to explore how sports rules have evolved over the years. Because believe it or not, there was a time when you could actually tackle a player in football without getting carded faster than you can say yellow card. In the early days of the beautiful game, it was a brutal, no-holds-barred affair. Players wore leather helmets that offered about as much protection as a wet paper bag, and slide tackles involved aiming for the shins, not the ball. Over time, though, the powers that be realized that maybe, just maybe, they should probably implement some rules to prevent players from getting maimed on the pitch. Thus, the modern game was born, with its yellow cards, red cards, and VAR controversies. And you know what? As much as we complain about the current state of the game, it's still a damn sight better than watching players getting stretchered off the field every 5 minutes. Chapter 4. Hypothetical havoc rewriting the rules of reality. But let's not dwell on the past, shall we? This is about pushing boundaries, about asking the what-ifs that keep sports theorists up at night. What if, for instance, we removed the offside rule from football entirely? Picture it, a constant swarm of attackers camped out near the opponent's goal, waiting to pounce on any loose ball like a pack of ravenous wolves. Would it be chaos? Undoubtedly. Would it be entertaining? Oh, you better believe it. Of course, some might argue that such a change would fundamentally alter the strategic landscape of the game. And to them I say, yes, that's the point. Sometimes you have to break a few rules, or at least imagine breaking them, to truly appreciate the delicate balance that makes sports so captivating. It's like wondering what would happen if you replaced the water hazards in golf with giant sand pits filled with hungry alligators. Would it improve the game? Debatable. Would it make for some must-see TV? Absolutely. Chapter 5, Legally Blonde, and also banned for life, the law and disorder of sports. But let's be real for a moment, folks. As much as we love the thrill of the game, we can't ignore the darker side of the sporting world, the legal battles, the controversial decisions, the moments that make you question everything you thought you knew about fair play. Because let's face it, when you've got billions of dollars, national pride, and the hopes and dreams of millions riding on the outcome of a game, things are bound to get messy. Take, for instance, the infamous Deflategate scandal that rocked the NFL. Was Tom Brady a mastermind cheater who orchestrated the deflation of footballs to gain an unfair advantage, or was he an innocent victim of circumstance, a pawn in a game played by power-hungry league officials? The world may never know for sure, but one thing's for certain. That saga was about as clear-cut as a game of charades played by a mime with a severe case of the hiccups. Now, let's narrow our focus to a single shining example of a rule changing the game. We're talking about those rare, heart-stopping moments where the fate of an entire match hinges on a single, seemingly insignificant rule. Remember that time in the 2019 Cricket World Cup final when England was awarded 6 runs because the ball deflected off Ben Stokes' bat and rolled to the boundary? Yeah, that one. The rule in question? Well, it dictates that if a fielder deflects the ball over the boundary while trying to save a boundary, the batting team gets 6 runs instead of 4. Seems simple enough, right? But in the context of a nail-biting World Cup final where every run counted, that rule became the centre of a global debate. Did it cost New Zealand the game? Did it make it more exciting? These are the questions that keep sports fans up at night, pondering the capricious nature of fate and the impact of seemingly innocuous rules. Now, for a bit of light-hearted fun, let's venture into the wonderfully weird world of unusual sports. Because if you thought the rules of mainstream sports were bizarre, buckle up, Buttercup, because things are about to get truly strange. Take, for instance, the noble sport of cheese rolling, an annual event held in Gloucestershire, England, where brave, or perhaps foolish, competitors chase a wheel of cheese down a steep hill. The rules are simple: be the first one to the bottom of the hill without breaking your neck. Or how about Quidditch, the real-life sport inspired by the Harry Potter books? Yes, you heard that right. Real people flying around on broomsticks. Well, not actually flying, but you get the idea. Trying to throw a ball through a hoop while avoiding getting hit by a rogue quaffle. It's like someone took all the most ridiculous aspects of traditional sports and mashed them together into a glorious, chaotic spectacle. And you know what? I kind of love it. Finally, let's take a moment to appreciate the unsung heroes of the sporting world, the referees. These brave souls are tasked with enforcing the rules, often in the face of screaming fans, irate coaches, and players who seem to think the rule book is more of a loose suggestion than a set of guidelines. Imagine, if you will, the pressure of having to make a split-second decision, knowing that millions of people are watching, analyzing, and likely criticizing your every move. It's a thankless job, to be sure, but someone's got to do it. So the next time you're tempted to yell at the TV screen because you disagree with a call, take a deep breath, pour yourself a calming beverage, and remember, it's just a game. And besides, without rules, sports would just be a bunch of people running around aimlessly. And where's the fun in that? So there you have it, folks, a whirlwind tour of the weird, wonderful, and often downright wacky world of sports rules. We've explored the obscure, the controversial, and the downright bizarre. And hopefully, we've learned a thing or two along the way. Mainly that sports, for all their complexities and contradictions, are ultimately governed by a set of rules designed to ensure a level playing field, or pitch or court or cheese-rolling hill, as the case may be. But more importantly, we've learned that even the most baffling rules can lead to moments of unexpected brilliance, hilarious blunders, and everything in between. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes sports so captivating. The unscripted drama, the unpredictable twists and turns, the knowledge that anything can happen when the whistle blows or the starting gun fires. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating sports content. See you next time.